All right. Hi, everybody. Um, I'm back again. Wow, this is surprising. But I kind of just wanted to talk a little bit more. Um, I like to just, I like to make videos anytime when I want to express myself or just, put something out there. And today I wanted to talk about hate because there's a lot of hate in the world. And it's not something I'm particularly fond of because hate causes to make us into people that we shouldn't really be. But yeah, I feel like a good point to say here is that hate kind of changes the way you see yourself. People often become more insecure about their bodies, their teeth, their eyes. Like when I grew up, I always had a gap in between my two front teeth. And it was a very obvious thing to see. Like, I've never been very fond of my teeth. Like, even today, like, even when my gap is gone, I'm still very insecure about my teeth. And I feel like that's like a thing where it's kind of society seeing you and judging you on everything that you do, everything what you look like, how you talk, how you walk, every single thing. They criticize you regardless of like what you do, even if you're the like, it's just such a negative atmosphere. Like this this society that we live in, it's just so negative, like regardless of what you do. Like, you could try to be kind to someone, and most of the time they will not treat you with that same kindness. It's sad in a way. It's disappointing, definitely. But people are often more insecure about themselves because people they tend to make fun of other people, just because of how someone looks. Regardless of what they look like, they will find a way to make fun of you. And that's very disappointing. Being vulnerable is also another thing I'd like to bring up, because being vulnerable nowadays is very, very difficult, especially for it was just Pride Month and Mental Health Month recently, and I still saw people making fun of men in a way where men typically don't open up about their feelings of how their mental health. They don't open up about stuff like that. And I'm not saying that's just men in this. Like, every person likes to keep their feelings to themselves, and people tend to make fun of people when they're vulnerable. Like, they could be talking about their, like, how they're like suicidal and such, and people will still judge. Like, those are typically the people that you shouldn't talk to ever. Like, people that are judging you because you're being a vulnerable person, like making fun of you because you're being vulnerable, and you're talking to them and you're expressing how you feel, and they still make fun of you for it. That's just, I don't know what to say about that. It's just, that's why men are more self-kept, and that's why people are more self-kept, because they know that if they open up about how they feel, they're just going to get made fun of. And I feel that with all this hate that comes around, there's a lot of hate. There has to be a certain exhaustion. Like, sure, you can make fun of people all you want, but how do you really feel when you say those things? Do you really feel good about yourself when you say bad things about people? Like, you're just making fun of someone for no reason. You're shit talking someone, you're bullying them, you're just doing something negative about that person, and how do you feel in that moment? Because I get tired of it. I get tired of making fun of people. Like, I used to make fun of people all the time, but it's just so tiring. Like, I don't find myself to be happy when I make fun of people. Like, sure, it's cool in the moment, but when you really think about it and you really put your mind to it, it's not a good feeling. Society today, primarily with like TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, like I mentioned before, you open up a TikTok comment section, you open up an Instagram comment section, whatever, you can see that there's at least a certain caliber of people, like a certain percentage of people in a comment section making fun or hating just because of something they don't like. Like, sure, there is some fucked up shit on like TikTok and Instagram and shit, but on videos that are just like people genuinely being like, just being people, like, people make fun of them. Like a prime example, like if you know J Shock, the guy that does mukbangs on TikTok, he's blown up recently, but people still tend to make fun of him just because he looks funny. And I will never diss my goat J Shock. That dude is amazing. I love that dude. I watch him every time I eat food. Like, actually, he's like, I don't know, it's like fun, it's funny, but people make fun of someone just because, okay, I don't know what is wrong with him, but I know how he's like, what he's been through, how like his struggle and stuff like that, and he's still going. And that's what really is like inspiring. It's very inspiring. But it's just the society today that we have is just so negative. Like, there's no, like, if you had to say one positive thing about society today, what would you say? If you had one good thing to say about society today, what would you say? Like, I don't know how to explain. It's just society itself is just so bad. And I don't typically see people being positive on the internet. It's sad. And I feel like as the world is becoming more negative, I feel like the fear of being kind grows, because people want to be in touch with the internet and society and stuff like that. And I feel that in a way you have to try to fit in, which is why people are scared of being kind, because they fear that people will see them differently for being kind. And that's questionable, because why do you want to be a hater? Like, why do you want to purposely hate people when you know that you can be kind and do stuff like for other people? Like, just be kind, but you're scared. You don't want to because you're scared and you want to fit in. And it's just, I don't really see why. I don't see a reason other than wanting to fit in. And I don't really have a reason for why people are, why people are this way. But I guess people just hate just to hate. Like, regardless, there's gonna be haters, like, there's no clear-cut reason of why people are this way. It's just what happens. And society is full of haters. Society is full of, mean people, because that's what a typical, that's very typical. And it will most likely never stop, because hating for some people is like a go-to. Like, they can care less about how other people feel, because they don't have, they just can't feel for others. They can't feel sympathy for others. They don't know how to process their own emotions, because I feel that they are insecure themselves. I think that typically the haters are people who are insecure about themselves and make fun of others to make themselves feel better. And it's also a case of people who are highly egotistical. Like, I used to be highly egotistical, and I used to hate a lot because I was scared that, you know, people would say bad things about me. So I said bad things about other people to make myself feel better. Because I had a lot of insecurities, but I wanted to find a way that people wouldn't make fun of me. So I started hating on other people. And that's not right. I was trying to think of a time where someone was kind to me. Like, what was the last time that someone was kind to me? And sure, there's some small gestures make a huge difference. Like, for example, like opening a door for someone or something like that. Like, just small gestures are amazing. Like, I remember I was walking back from my local zoo. Like, I was walking to the exit, and I was wearing a shirt that I really like. It's my top 3 favorite shirts of all time. It says rooted in Christ. It's a very cool design on the back, with a Bible verse and stuff like that. And there was this guy, he was maybe about 70 years old. He had a wicked beard. Really cool guy, you know, shades and everything, wearing his flip-flops. And he said, "Hey, that's a cool shirt." And I was actually, that made my entire day. Like, small things like that make such a huge impact. And genuinely, like, thinking about it now, it is like, people like that, I feel that we need more of that. Like, why can't we have people that want to like each other? Why can't we have people that want to be nice to each other? It's because they're scared of looking different. They're scared of being an outlier. And I know there's a small community of people that like to be kind to each other, but still, like, it's just the case of not wanting to be an outlier. And I feel that a good way to end off this video is that, you know, I think you, a person who most likely, you know, doesn't like to not fit in. Like, I used to be that type of person as well. You can be kind. It's not that hard to be kind. It's just, you know, you could do stuff like small gestures where you know, like I said, you can, you know, comment on someone's, you know, you could say something nice about, like, compliment someone. You can compliment someone. You can open a door for someone. You can, you know, it's just something. Because small things leave a huge impact. Like I just said earlier, that guy saying nice things about my shirt made my entire day. Like, genuinely. And having a world full of love will result in better things than a world full of hate. So, what I recommend you do is, the next time you see someone with a cool shirt, comment them on their shirt. Say something nice. Just spark up a little conversation with someone. Like, I like to spark conversations with random people just to see how they feel. Like, it's a beautiful thing, you know. That's what life's all about, is leaving an impact. And you don't want to leave a negative impact. You, the viewer, should try to be positive. Because there's something very special about being a good person.